Hi digital marketers, this is Faisal Amin. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you Pinterest conversion API for Shopify store and that is for the server-side tracking. So I recommend it to you. Firstly, you have to watch the part 1 where I have set up browser-side tracking for Pinterest. So after watching this video, then come back to this tutorial. So let's get started. You can see that I am set up Pinterest tag for our recommended event for e-commerce setup. Now I am trying to set up the server-side events. So I am go to the Google Tag Manager account and that is our browser site. So I am clicking on the three dot and create container. You know that this container for the server side, so I'm just giving the name that is Shopify store for server, and in the menu I'm selecting the server because I am creating the server side tracking for Pinterest. So create it, and here we have to find out the two options. You know that I am go to the manual provision tracking because for the first party domain and custom domain I'm using the step.io. So in the step.io I have to put the code, so I'm copy the code and back to step.io. In the step.io, you know that here we have to create the sgtm container. Already I am creating the previous one, just I am edit on it and that will be the same name, just I am change the container configuration. This code I am copy from the Google Tag Manager server container. So finally click the save, and that is show the deploying. It takes some time to create, so it's verifying almost. Then we are find out the domain. For the Shopify store I am using the partner store, but if you are using the your business domain, then you can create the custom domain for it. In the light for it, in the right side you can see that at custom domain. So how to create the first party domain or custom domain for your business, I will give the link on the description box. You can check it out from here, how to create the custom domain in the step.io. So we are find out our domain name. I'm copy the domain name and back to our server container. That is our server container. In the server container we have go to the admin section to put the custom domain. So go to container settings option, and here you have to find out the option to put your custom domain. Here just you have to put your custom domain, and this domain I am copied from the step.io. So save the container settings and back to workspace. I am just adding my custom domain URL in my server container. Now back to our browser container, and now I am working on it. So for the server side tracking, firstly you have to create the new tag and tag configuration, and here you see the Google tag, that is the recommended, because for the server side tracking you have to set up the Google tag because our all clients are receiving the Google tag or Google Analytics 4. They are receiving the all client request and they are sending the all request to our server content. So for that we are creating the Google tag. So for the Google tag you have to collect the data stream ID. If you go to the admin section, and in the admin section you have to find out the data stream. So I am just expanded on it, copy the measurement ID from here and back to our browser container and paste the tag ID. So I am creating the constant variable for the tag ID because in the event we have to meet this tag ID. So we are create the constant variable for it. So click the plus sign, also click the plus sign, variable configuration, and then find out the constant. Here you can see the constant, click on it and paste the value. It is collected from the Google Analytics 4, and the variable name will be the Google tag ID. Save it. So I'm adding the tag ID. In the container settings we have to find out the two options. So we have a work on it. We have to adding the some required parameter to sending the adding our GA4 tag. So I'm adding same page view, that will be the page view event. You know that for the Shopify store we are not using the all pages, and other one we have to adding the server container URL. So here we find out the server container URL, go to the step.io, and here you can see the domain name and paste on it. And we have another word, that is we have to adding the our event ID in the Google tag. So share event settings, you have to add in the another parameter, that is event ID. So I am just searching on it before I am adding the event ID. Here you can see the event ID. So I am adding the event ID, where I am find the event ID in the part 1, how to create the event ID variable. So I hope you are already watching the part 1 video, then you can understand. So our work is done for the Google tag. Now time to triggering. So in the triggering section, you can see the page view. I am selecting the event page view, that also be the part 1. I am creating this trigger. Finally, I am giving the tag name, that is for the Google tag, and that is also for the page view. So save it. So I am done. Now I am go to the second one, that is for the view item. So click the new tag configuration, and now I am go to the Google Analytics event. So you can see that Google Analytics GA4 event and measurement ID. Already we have created the measurement ID. You know that. So that is Google Tag ID. Here you can see that we are adding it. After adding it, and in the event name we are setting for the view item. So just we are putting the event name according to GA4 schema. So in the event parameter, we do not add any event parameter. If you set up server side with Google Analytics 4, then you have to adding the all required parameter for Google Analytics. But today I am setting for only for the server side, not set up the Google Analytics 4. So I am escape this step, and in the triggering section I am adding the view item. Here you can see the view item event, and tag will be the Pinterest SS for server side, and then that is for the view item. Save it, and I am just open the Pinterest SS view item for add to cart. I am just copy the code, because again and again I am doing not the same work. So just I am change the view item, that is add to cart, and Google tag will be the same, just to change the event name, that is add to cart, and also change the trigger. I am just removing the previous one, and the add to cart event I am adding it and save. I am already created add to cart view item, and now time to create the purchase event. So again go to add to cart event to copy the tag, and that name will be the purchase. So I am just open the add to cart event, set up the purchase event, copy the tag and change the name, that will be the purchase, and also change the event name, that is purchase, and triggering will be the purchase, that is purchase, and save it. We are done all of that for the browser side. Now back to our server side. So in the server side, if you click in the client, then you can see that our client is GA4. So go to tag and new tag configuration, find out the Pinterest. So I do not find out any Pinterest tag for the server container. So go to our template gallery to find out the Pinterest template. Search on it, Pinterest API for conversion tag. So I'm selected on it, add to workspace, and I am adding the Pinterest API for conversion tag. So in the next, you can see that advertiser ID and API access token, where we find out the advertiser ID. So go to our Pinterest. Here you can see that our Pinterest, and previously I set up browser site for that, and find out the advertiser ID. That is the advertiser ID, but if you copy from the here also, that is suitable for you. So I'm back to my server container and paste the advertiser ID. Then time to add the API access token. So again back to our Pinterest platform, and here in the left side you have to find out the loss option. Here is setup API. So click on it, and you have to find out the generate conversion access token. So click on it and copy the access token, and back to our API access token, paste on it, and in the event name you must be select inherit from client. So I am done, just time to trigger. So in the triggering section I am adding the new trigger, that is our custom event, and select the sum event and go to building variable section. Here you have to find out the client name, and that will be the contents, and client name will be the GA4, and the trigger name will be the GA4 client. Save it, and finally giving the tag name, that is Pinterest conversion API. Save it, and also submit it. Continue and back to workspace, and also you have to submit the browser container, publish it, continue. So you know that our GTM preview are not work for the Shopify store because we are using the custom pixel in the backend, but for the server side we will able to see the preview option. So go to the server side and preview option, that is our website. Now time to testing our all event are working perfectly or not. So go to product page, and that is for the view item and add to cart and checkout, and providing the coming email address, providing the all information. Just finally click the pay now button and back to our server container debug view. Here you can see that we have to find out each and every event which we have won. If you go to the request section, then post 200 and get 200. If you expanded it, we have to find out each and every data incoming and also outgoing. And also add to cart, view item, our all event is working perfectly. So now back to our Pinterest platform. Our all event are shown in the Pinterest or not. So go to our Pinterest. Here you can see that all event overview conversion API, that is the server side. So we are go to the server side. Here you can see that our all events are working perfectly. They are ready to receive the all details. And if you go to the Pinterest tab, also our browser side are working perfectly. That is for the server side and that is for the browser side. So finally, we are perfectly set up Pinterest conversion API, browser and server for our Shopify store. So thanks for watching this video. I will see you in the next video with a new topic. Thank you.